Okay, class, we're about to start lesson 6, decimals and fractions on the number line. Now, again, we're going to go over this like we did the other problems, where I go down actually to the lesson and we will discuss everything throughout this lesson. Okay, so practice 6, it says choose the one best answer to each question. It says, what is the value of the point on the number line below? So if we look here at number 1, we have our number line. So we have 0, 1/3, we got a point, then we have 1, and then we have 1 and 1/3. Okay. Now, when we look at this problem here, from 0 to 1/3, we typically, all we have to do is look for two consistent points, and then we could tell how much each one is separated. So if you look here, 0 to 1/3, there's a difference of 1/3. So what this is basically saying is you're going to move each space by 1/3. So your first value, like we have here, is 1/3. So we would have to add another 1/3 to that, which would give us 2/3. And then the next one, this would be 3/3. Now we know 3/3 is the same as 1. So it's 0 to 1/3, 2/3, 3/3, and then this would be 4/3. But 4/3 written as a mixed number, we know 3 goes into 4 once, and we have a remainder of 1, which is 1 and 1/3. So this is still consistently going with the adding 1/3. Or you could just say, since this is a whole number 1, add 1/3 to it, and it's 1 and 1/3, then 1 and 2/3, and then it goes to the whole number. So we know this point here is just 2/3. Okay, so now that would be C. So now we go to problem number 2. What is the value of the point on the number line below? So 2, let's see, we had 2, 2.2, 2.4, 2.6. We have, well, I'll put the line here, but this is what we're trying to find. Then we have 3. Now, if you notice here, to go from 2 to 2.2, we went up 0.2. So we go up 0.2, 0.4, 0.6, and then this will be 0.8. So this will be 2.8, which is D. And then we would go to our whole number. Now, if we were going past the 3, it'd still be 3.2, 3.4, 3.6, 3.8, then a whole number. So that's problem number 2. Now we go to problem number 3. Problem number 3, it says in the number line below, what is the value of A minus B? So A is 3.5. We see that A signifies 3.5 and B signifies 1 1/2. Now, if we look here, 1/2 minus 1/2 is 0. We don't write the 0 yet because we need to see what our whole numbers will yield. 3 minus 1 is 2. So we don't have to write that 0. So our answer here is just 2, which is C. Now, the reason why I didn't write the 0 here is because it'll look like it'll be 20. So that's why I just wrote down the 2. Now, if it would have been like 1/2 minus 1/2, then your total answer would have been 0. But since we still had a whole number, it'll just be 2. Okay, now we go to problem 4. Angela baked 24 cookies and gave 16 of them to her neighbor. On the number line below, circle the fraction of Angela's cookies so that cookies that she gave to her neighbor. So she gave 24 is the total amount. She gave away 16. Now we need to simplify this. Both of these can be divided by 8, and that would give us 2/3. So what we would do, we would go here find 2/3 and circle the 2/3 because they asked us to circle the fraction. So we would circle the fraction of 2/3 here. And let me see, can I circle this? Oh, it doesn't look like it. Well, maybe if I made this thinner. Let's see. Nah, this is a highlighter. So I can't circle this using this program. So now we move on. Okay, so next we look at B. It says write the decimal values of the points on the number line. For each of the number lines below, fill in the value of the point using decimals. Now, if we look here, we have for problem number 5, of our number line. And we have quite a few numbers here. We have 4, we have 4.125, and so on. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to fit all those numbers on here. So what we noticed to go from 4 to 4.125, we know that we're going up by 0.125. So what we would do, we would keep adding these. So we'll have 0.125 plus 0.125 will give us 4.25, then 4.375, then 4.5. So we will add the 0.125. So we have 4.5 plus 0.125, because remember it's increasing by that much. And then we would add that. It'd be 526. It'd be 4.625. And that will be your answer, 4.625. Now we look here at number 6. Number 6 is quite interesting because with number 6, we have repeating decimals here. If you notice here, we had 8.33, 8.66, then the number 9. Okay, so that's telling us from 8 to 8.33, what we're increasing by is 0.33 repeating 3. So a 0.33, then 0.66 would be the next, and then we have the whole number. I'm going to just put W in. So here we get 8.33, 8.66, then a whole number 9. So it'll be 9, 9.33 repeating, 9.66 repeating, and then 10, and so on. It's the same pattern. So we notice here this will have to be 9.33 repeating 3. And that would be your answer for number 6. Now, C, it says write the fraction values of the points on the number line. Okay, so now for each of the number lines below, fill in the value of the point using mixed numbers. Now let's take a look at number 7. We go from 2 to 2 1/3. So that tells us that we're increasing by 1/3. So basically it goes like this. You add a whole number. You have the whole number in 1/3. You have the whole number in 2/3. And then you go to the next whole number, which happens to be 3. So then you repeat the pattern. It'd be 3 1/3, 3 2/3, and then you go to the next whole number, which we see here. So we had 2, 2 1/3, 2 2/3, whole number. Then we will go the third, 2/3 whole number. So this answer would be 3 1/3. That'll be the answer to number 7. Now number 8, it says, now if you notice here, we go 11, then we got 1/6, 1/3, 1/2, 2/3. Now, let me show you how this goes. We had quite a lively debate on this in class. Okay, so if we're noticing here, we should be going up by 1/6. So it's basically 11 6, 11 2/6, 11 3/6, 11 4/6, and then we will have our whole number. No, I'm sorry, 11 5/6. We had 11 5/6, and then we will have our whole number. And then we'll repeat the pattern again. So our whole number here would be 12. which we see here. So we got 1/6. Now disregard these fractions, the rest of these fractions for a second. Just follow me. 11 and 1/6, it'd be 11 and 2/6, 11 and 3/6, 11 and 4/6, 11 and 5/6, and then the whole number. Now let me show you why mine look a little different. So I'm gonna put this 11 here. I should have started off with the 11 and then so on. So we have 11, 11 and 1/6. Now this 2/6, we could divide both of these by 2. And wouldn't that give you 1/3? So that's how they get the 11 and 1/3. 3/6, we could divide both of these by 3. Wouldn't that give you 1/2? So that's how they got the 11 and 1/2. 4/6, you could divide both by 2. This is how they got the 11 and 2/3. And then 11 and 5/6 is actually our answer that they want us to have. And then they go to the number 12. So this is how they have the fractions that look different than adding 1/6 because they simplified them as they went along. So our final answer here is 11 and 5/6. And we are done. And I will post this to YouTube. Have a wonderful day.